This is Sad Boy Radio.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sad Boy Radio. Today I got a new guest. His name's KDENSE. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Yo, what's good, everybody? My name's KDENSE. I'm just really grateful to be on the podcast, man. Sad Boy Radio. I've watched a few episodes, so I've been excited to get here.
Appreciate that, bro. Yeah. I don't know how much most of my guests watch the podcast, but I really appreciate that. I appreciate everybody that's come on. Before we hop in, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you share this video, too. We need to get those likes up, bro. Come on.
Yeah, drop a like, share this everywhere.
Sad Boy Radio. So today, we're going to go ahead and talk about something missing. What I mean by that is something always feels like it's missing in life. I was just watching that new Big Sean interview on Drink Champs, right?
Nice.
And he mentions how for his Detroit 2 album, he finally felt like he achieved everything he wanted to achieve. He had everything he wanted in life, but he wasn't happy, and it's clear in the song Deep Reverence where he talks about it, where he says, in high school they teach us chemistry, biology, but they don't teach us how to deal with depression and anxiety. And I mentioned that before on this show when I was talking about depression and all that. Something missing, it really takes a toll on you. It weighs heavy on you. And a lot of artists have felt like that. Justin Bieber, G-Eazy. G-Eazy is another one, right? Sad Boy. You know the song?
Yeah, that was from his 2017 project, right? When it's dark out?
Yeah, when it's dark out. I think it was 2016, but yeah, 2017, one of the two. But right, so the lyric I pull from there is so hard on myself, I think I'm going insane. The mind of a perfectionist is always in pain.
Yeah.
And see, he knew.
Oh, yeah.
He knew it.
That's hard. That was one of my favorite lines G-Eazy had.
You know it, so go ahead, talk about it a little bit. How does that make you feel, bro?
The line or the question? Like how his line from the song?
The line. Yeah, the line.
Man, definitely one of my favorite G-Eazy quotes. I think that he's like underrated lyricist too, for sure, because he has like a lot of like great lines in his songs. I definitely relate to that because I'm a perfectionist myself in anything I do, and I feel like I haven't been satisfied in a very long time. No matter how many songs I create, or like, of course, I'm always trying to be better as an artist, but when I make my best song, it's always where's the next one. I never really take the moment to take it in. And I just struggle with being present. So I think that I totally relate to what he was saying.
For sure. So where do you feel like that non-satisfaction stems from?
I think that it's a lot of things for sure, like being so focused on the present, so focused on the future, having goals and dreams that I'm trying to achieve. And then maybe when I release music, I just feel like I'm not where I want to be yet. In terms of the quality, I think it's there, but like I'm trying to reach the masses in the world. So when I release a song, of course, like my ideas would be like, I want it to blow up instantly. And that's just not how it works. So that's where the dissatisfaction comes from, is like always creating, always making my best thing just to turn around and be like, I got to make better.
No, man, I feel you. I feel you 100%. Everybody wants their shit to blow up right away, overnight, right? I was just thinking about that the other day with Jack Harlow, right? Because he's 22 years old, bro.
Young buck.
Young as fuck. And he states it in his music. It's not like this happened overnight. A lot of people think it did. But for years, he's been doing it. But I want to go back to the G-Eazy quote, right? The G-Eazy song in general, Sad Boy. I never really took a hard look at the song. I never looked too deep into it. And he really does talk about all the things that he has, all the things that people would say, you should be happy. That's the chorus, Gerald, what you so sad for is, man, stop acting like a bitch.
Yeah.
All those things that has and that he should be happy for, throughout the song, he's subtly telling people like, man, I don't have this shit. It's been so long since I've been home. Maybe I should call my mom.
Yeah.
That in itself is like, damn, that's fucked up, right? Because although you have all the riches, although you have the fame, although you have all the girls, it's like, man, I can't even go home and, talk to my people. I don't even have a place to call home.
Yeah.
So for that, something's missing.
Definitely.
Something is literally missing. A question I did have for you was, how has your mental state prevented you from appreciating what you have?
I think that's like a forever battle with myself, I'm just not that much of a satisfied person. I really struggle with the present and like appreciating everything and all the time that I put in for anything I'm creating. It's really dope when someone listens to my music and they're like, yo, this song really meant a lot to me, or like these lines really resonated. And like maybe those are one of the few times that I am present, but for the most part, man, I struggle with like appreciating what I create only because I'm so focused on like I want to make it. Like that is my only goal, you know, to make it and to reach the masses with music that's relatable and replayable. You know, just like my favorite artists that came before me. So
For you, what is it? What inspired this mission, bro? Because it really does seem like you have the passion that you want something to happen, that you want to relate to people, but you know those experiences stem from somewhere. So what was it that inspired it?
I mean, a lot of the way that we are as adults like stems from childhood, and I would probably say like the want to be heard. You know, for it's like for people to actually hear what I got to say, and to actually like make a difference. Like one of my biggest fears is just dying without making a difference in this world, not making it a better place than how I came into it, and I think that's where it comes from for sure.
And you say that in one of your songs, you know, that now I put it down on record. Now it's gonna live forever.
Yeah, November Forever. Yeah, exactly. If I die, at least I know my word's gonna live forever. You know.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that's dope that you remembered it though. That's raw.
Yeah, no, bro. I really like that song. It was really dope piece. We're gonna talk a little bit about it more later. My bad, I can't talk. That song really, I think, has a lot of gems in it. You're definitely
appreciate that.
talking about some real shit. It's a lot. A lot's always going on.
Yeah.
So let's move forward, right? I wanted to ask you, would you consider yourself happy right now?
No. Like
Why?
that's my immediate answer is no. It's been a tough year for me. It's been a long year. I feel like I haven't found happiness. Like my grandma had passed away at the beginning of this year.
Sorry about that, bro.
Oh no, you're good. I appreciate. I know you understand too, because you were telling me about your grandparents as well. And you know, like she was raising me since I was a shorty, since I was like 7 years old. So I've been with her since that long. And like when I got my own crib, like then she was staying with me, and like we had a great connection. So losing her was definitely pivotal in like shifting my world. I feel like you never really recover from that, and you would know. You know, it just gets easier to like block it out, but you never really forget the pain from it. So like that was just me this year trying to learn how to manage that. And then I was in a relationship for like 7 years. That ended right before my grandma passed. So, and that ended pretty terribly. So it had its course on me as well. And then like I definitely got in a lot of financial debt, and like just chasing this dream. And like it was just a lot to bear, because like social media is a demon, and like you see everybody portraying their best lives on there. And although I know it's not their reality, you can't help but to think, damn, I wish I was doing that. So like to be so much in debt where like I'm not trying to spend my money going somewhere else and going further. I'd rather put it in the music. But it is like, damn, like I wish I was living my life. Like I'm 25 years old. And aside from giving all my time to music, I can't really say I've done much. Like I haven't traveled all over the world. I haven't experienced much. And this is the sacrifice it takes to make it. And I understand it. And like, you know, just charge it to the game. But at the same time, I feel like I do miss a lot of experiences. So it's like this constant juggle. Like, no, I'm not happy because I'm not experiencing like what I want to. But I understand that, you know, you have to suffer to reach happiness sometimes. And like the payoff for when I do make it is going to be well worth it, you know, for my family, my friends, and myself. So it's just living with that.
Man, you touched on a lot of good points, and I feel like we relate on a lot of shit. You know, you mentioned your grandma. You know, we have that connection. We're going to get into it in another episode, but just the fact that all that shit's happened this year and you're still here, bro, congrats.
I appreciate it, yeah.
A lot of shit will bring you down. A lot of shit will happen throughout the year. And sometimes you just got to look at the good. You know, you're out here putting out music. You made your own clothing brand.
Yeah.
You know, all that shit, bro. It's a success at the end of the day. I think about where I was at the beginning of the year, you know. Like I said, my grandma passed away. That was my first one. My second one passed away like in June.
Couldn't imagine, bro. That's tough.
Just like you said, relationships. Man, I talk about a lot on here about how I don't pay attention to anybody. Everybody knows there was that one.
Yeah.
Or right after my first grandma passed away. So it was like,
damn. Yeah, that's a lot to deal with.
yeah. But at the end of the day, you know, I think about where I've ended up and who I am now. I think about who I am now, right? And all the shit I've accomplished this year, everything that's happened, and the people I surround myself with now. And it's just so different. So definitely, now that it's the end of the year, reflect on everything that's happened, bro. And I want you to take away the good rather than the bad. You know, for all the bad that's happened, it's only helped you grow. And now the good is going to bring you into the new year.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. grant you, like, it has been tough, but I'm very blessed. There's people way less fortunate than I am. No matter what I've been through this year, I know, like, life can be way worse, and I have a lot of great things going for me as well. So not to only harp on the bad stuff, I'm very blessed, and this year has been tough, but it has been amazing in its own right as well.
Yeah, no, trust me. I know it's easy. It's easy to focus on the sad things,
It's
sad
always
boy radio,
amplified, yeah.
sad boys for real. But you mentioned sacrifices, sacrificing a lot of shit, your financial, memories that you could be making, all that shit. As artists, everybody, all people, you have to be willing to sacrifice for your happiness at the end of the day. A lot of the times people sacrifice their own happiness to make other people happy.
Yeah.
And once they realize, like, I can't be doing that, you sacrifice relationships. Akon made a song, Put the Blame on Me. He tells his kids, I'm sorry that I wasn't home. I'm sorry that dad had to leave you alone and he brought a new wife. Right?
Yeah.
Justin Bieber sacrificed his childhood. Michael Jackson did the same thing. Bryson Tiller, Big Sean, Ed Sheeran, they all sacrificed leaving home. Big Sean sacrificed the fucking scholarship, a full ride scholarship to Michigan State, just to pursue music.
Yeah.
I want you to talk about that a little more. How has that sacrifice really impacted you, and would you change anything?
That's a great question. The sacrifice, man, it's changed me for the better. I really appreciate the small things in life. I could definitely say that. And I never used to be like that. I was very materialistic. I was very unappreciative of a lot of things before I started making music, and even before a lot of my biggest losses. But that's the thing, like, when you lose something, it teaches you so much, and you just appreciate how good things can be, So, yeah, the sacrifices, I wouldn't never change it, because without those, I wouldn't be who I am today. And, although times are hard, I'm happy with who I am, because I've came a long way. I wasn't always like this. So, yeah, the sacrifices were well worth it. And, yeah, it's a lot of long nights. And, I may miss out on a lot of experiences, but I taught myself a lot about who I am. And, like, some people don't learn that their whole life. So I'm just grateful to be able to look at myself and kind of have a glimpse of who I am, because I feel like I'm forever evolving, and I don't think I'll ever truly know who I am. And then also to just be like, hey, like, I can appreciate something that doesn't cost money. Like, I can enjoy life without money too. And I think that that's another lesson that a lot of people don't learn. Like, they have to spend money to just enjoy life, and I don't necessarily need that. So I'm very blessed for those opportunities.
That's a different perspective for sure. Money makes everything easier. Money definitely makes things easier. So hopefully, nobody ever has to go without the money. But I think the most important thing you can do is learn yourself, bro. Just like you said, you're forever evolving. And maybe we'll never truly understand ourselves. We'll never truly understand other people. But being able to take that time for yourself and just learn yourself, yeah, that's another thing I recognize from the podcast. Not this podcast, the episode of Drink Champs with Big Sean. He literally told him, like, I didn't even know who the fuck I was anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I liked anymore, because you surround yourself with so many people. And that's the good thing about you, You're not trying to chase other things. You're not trying to chase the admiralty of another individual. At the end of the day, your music's going to be your music.
Yeah.
What you say is what you feel. And that's what's up, man. You don't just love yourself, be who you are, and keep on putting out the projects you're putting out.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. I'm just going to keep pushing it, man. I think had my foot on the gas at the end of this year. The setbacks at the beginning, but, 14 songs I've put out since October. So definitely been putting in work. And, like, this is just the tip of the iceberg for sure. Like, everything that I kind of got, I'm sitting on. The music is only getting better, I just can't wait to unveil it and show everybody. But it's just a constant lead up, and, me wanting to show everybody that there is growth in the process. Like, if you go and listen to Half and Half, the project, it's great music, but I think anyone who listens to that and then they listen to my recent song, Double Standards, they're going to be like, yo, this is total growth. And it's only in a matter of 2 months. So I think the sky's the limit with where I can take it. And I'm grateful for everybody who tunes in every week for the new song drops and who's just bumping my music, man. That's a blessing that people take time out of their day to listen to what I got to say. Like, that's crazy to me, Because at the end of the day, like, they're spending their time, and, like, I'm forever grateful for that.
It is. It's definitely a crazy concept. Trust me.
Yeah, bro. People tune in to watch your podcast. 40 minutes a week. Like, that's raw, bro.
Appreciate it. I appreciate everybody. So setbacks, bro. You mentioned that. You told me that was what you originally wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Sorry, people. We couldn't just focus on it. But setbacks. So what setbacks have you had this year, bro?
I mean, of course, like financially setbacks, the loss of my grandma, just like losing people that had a big spot in my heart. Like some people will forever stay, and then some people were just, like the seasons, they just pass with us. But it's more so just the concept of setbacks and like having to restart kind of from zero. Setbacks kind of challenge your faith and everything, like, do you really want it like you say you want it? And like, no matter who you are, you're going to encounter it. Like, I don't know anybody who's achieved anything great without having pushback. So I just think setbacks, like, although they're trash and like I hate them, they're very important for growth and for chasing whatever you really want, because I think you're always going to encounter it.
Mm-hmm. I think those setbacks really do force you to want it more. It's so hard when you feel down, when you feel like just everything's weighing down on you and like you can't achieve what you want to achieve, right? I think my most recent feeling of that was actually graduating, bro. Like literally graduating, I felt like, damn, I got to take shit serious now. Like this podcast, right? I take it serious. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
But now it's not just, okay, I got to go to school. My job, the job I have is like, it's cool. Before I was like, you could fire me. It's not going to matter to me. Now I got to have a fucking job.
Yeah.
Now I got to be an adult in the fucking real world. And it made me think like, fuck, like it almost made me think like, man, I got to be corporate now, bro. I got to be legit serious. And if I'm not, I'm not going to survive.
Yeah.
It's a scary feeling to have at the end of the day, because now stuff like this, these projects, music, art, all art forms, it's like they're underappreciated. They're super underappreciated.
Definitely.
And it's not as easy to make the money. So it's like, it felt like a setback. Like, yeah, I graduated, but now I got to kind of think of this on the back burner, which I don't want to.
Yeah.
For you, I don't know. You've definitely probably pushed a couple projects back due to setbacks.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, most definitely. So talk about it, bro.
So like my first project I dropped this year in October, it was called Half and Half. And I mean, can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, shit, like if we're being honest, like that was supposed to drop probably in like April, but my grandma had passed away at that time. So I had to push it back. And the songs that were on that project weren't even on it in April. Like they were way different records. But I had to push it back only because I was like, I shouldn't be putting out music right now. Like it didn't feel right. Like she had just passed. Like I can't be passionate about this at the moment. Like I'm not feeling it at all. But then like also to view setbacks as like it was necessary too, because the music that I had at that time was nowhere compared to what I'm creating. So because of those setbacks, I was able to grow even more, and grant you, like if I could trade it for what I lost, of course, but you just got to keep moving with it. So I think that answers the question with this. That was the question with the setbacks, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, man. Life don't stop.
It doesn't, bro. You can't slow it down at all.
Life do not stop. And that's a conversation I've had with my brother a lot lately, that this shit does not fucking stop for nothing, bro. Like anything can fucking happen any given day. And I always feel like I'm on go mode, just like you said with perfectionists, right? It's a blessing and a curse to feel like you need to have something done all the time, that you need to be on go, that whatever you do has to be perfect. For the people that can just sit around and chill and do nothing, it's not an envy that I have for you, because I would hate to do that. Yeah, I would fucking hate to sit around and do nothing all day.
Yeah.
But for me to be able to relax and not feel stressed all the time, man, I would fucking love that. But at the same time, it's like, I love the passion I have. I love the go I have. I love being able to do whatever I want whenever I want, and having that drive, because without that drive, you don't succeed in life
at all. Yeah.
You're never going to achieve something. And that's why something always feels like it's missing. I always fucking feel like something's missing, and it bothers me. I feel like that's why almost every single podcast has been able to be created, because at that time in my life, something always felt like it was missing. Toxic relationships, that a healthy relationship, that was missing. My purpose in life, I didn't know what my purpose in life was at the time. Something was missing. Another one, life ain't easy in your 20s. Man, life was not feeling easy in my 20s. So I think that those concepts are fucking perfect, right?
Yeah.
The fact that something is missing will always lead to something being created.
Yeah.
So for you, what is something that you feel is missing in your life right now?
Man, I feel like there's a few things missing for sure. I mean, of course, like everyone wants more money, right? So of course I wouldn't mind to have more money for sure. I would say, I don't know if the word would be like competence, but I feel like if I was a little more, I don't want to say complacent because that's just gonna sound like I want to be. I just can't shut my body down. Like I can't stop working. And I feel like if I were able to slow down a little bit, then I would just appreciate stuff more and I would be more happy. I feel like happiness is definitely missing. Not that I'm like this miserable person or anything. I feel like there's been a lot of times where I was a lot happier. And I just think it's like you go through these cycles in life. And all you can do is just keep moving, you know? So I would say that definitely like money, happiness. And I don't think that money would bring me happiness either. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it would ease a lot of like financial load or even provide new experiences that could lead to happiness. But I think that the happiness that I'm looking for comes from like myself. And I'm still searching to find that from like who I am, you know? But knowledge is suffering. And like the more you understand about yourself, I feel like the harder it gets to get to the place where you're okay with yourself as well. Or maybe that's just me, you know?
Go ahead, touch on that a little bit more. You know,
Yeah.
the more you know about yourself is the more you'll suffer.
Yeah, I feel like I've always not liked, but I've always thought that the concept was true of like knowledge is suffering. And I feel like just the more you understand about the world and the more you understand about yourself, you just start to view everything differently, you know? Like before when I would do things that I wasn't too proud of, I wouldn't think too much on it. It'd be like, oh, whatever, like it don't matter too much, you know? But as you grow as a person and you stop doing those things, you start to think about like, damn, when I did this, well, this had a negative repercussion for something else. And then it's kind of just looking at yourself through a different lens. Like, okay, well, like I did all this in the past. Like, how do I continue to grow? And like, as you grow, you just start seeing yourself in different lights. And it's like this never ending process to improve, you know? I feel like as I've gotten way deeper into music, because like this is all I do, I've lost like a lot of connection with family, with friends, you know, just because you get so involved into something that you start missing in other areas. And that's why I look at myself like, damn, like I wish I spent more time with my family this area, or, you know, I haven't seen my friends in maybe a month or so. You know, it's not the proudest thing to be. But like, again, this goes back to the sacrifices we were talking about as well.
And it's so much easier to be naive, you know. Life was so much easier when you were younger because you didn't have responsibilities. You didn't know anything about the world.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you, I was a sheltered kid. My parents were great at sheltering me from a lot of shit. So, man, I was just so naive and young, you know. And now it's like, fuck, I'm old. I'm knowing so much more, and being able to understand people, being able to understand myself, that's been such a huge thing this year. Huge thing for me. Just learning who I am, understanding what triggers me, why I'm so upset, why I'm so sad. Not all the time. I'm not sad all the time. Sad boy radio, but I'm not sad all the time. That's why this topic, you know, something's missing is your friends are missing, your family's missing, you know, the money's missing. Something's always missing. Sometimes you can't even pinpoint it. Sometimes it's just an empty void that you're feeling. I'm gonna show you a song. So right before we talk about it, I'll go ahead and show you it. But I did pull a lyric from you. You mentioned that you're always on the go, that, you know, you wish you could be more complacent. Just something I was talking about. And that's why I pulled this specific line, because I felt it resonated with me. It's from November Forever.
Hey.
We've returned. It says, I went from battling depression, always chasing pleasure, to embracing every second that I get the treasure.
Yeah.
So go ahead and, you know, explain the line. Say what you were going through at that time.
Yeah. Again, like everything I write is very personal. You know, like I only speak on what I know of. So like that's what you'll see if you tune into any of my music. And just like kind of touching back at the beginning of the year, just, you know, how tough it was with just what I lost, of course, like with my grandma and stuff. I was in a dark spot. Like I isolated myself for a very long time this year, just to kind of try to heal and get back to who I was. So I went from like battling depression every day, you know, like always chasing pleasure. That was more so like for most of this year, I was drunk or high. And like, that's not something to be proud of, you know, and that's definitely a serious problem. So like just being honest with myself and looking at myself through that lens, like, and a lot of people are like this every day, you know, it's not just me. but I want to hold myself accountable. Like, this isn't how I should be. Like if I have to drink to feel okay, then there's a problem. And if I have to smoke to feel okay, or even to feel creative, because that was like a big thing for me making music, like that's a problem. So it was battling that depression to like getting towards, I would say, October and November of this year. I started to just like appreciate everything that I had, because I was very ungrateful. Like when I lost everything, I was in that damn like, oh, this is trash. Why me? But like people lose somebody all the time, and like she meant a lot to me. But there's people who've lost more. You lost two grandparents. You know, there's people who are in worse financial situations than I'll ever be. There's people who don't have what I have. So like just appreciating what I got as well, and to stop, like, the world doesn't revolve around me. So that's where that came from. It was like I was fighting depression all year, and now it's like I'm appreciating everything I get, because that's the true treasure, you know, appreciating all the time that I have.
I appreciate you talking about that, bro. And, you know, that's something that a lot of people need to reflect on. You know, just like you said, if you have to depend on something to make you feel better about yourself, you got to take a look inward. And I'm glad you pulled yourself out of that place, bro.
I appreciate it.
So November Forever, why? Why the title?
Scorpio baby, man. Yeah, November baby for sure. And like, I dropped that one the day after November finished, because it was like, man, we keeping this forever. You shaking your head? You don't fuck with Scorpios or what?
Nah, that's funny. That's a good ass concept. That's creative for sure.
I appreciate it. Yeah, so it was just that, man, and I felt like that was just me stepping into a different light, because I don't think any of my listeners heard me in that. You know, I took a trap beat. I went in straight bar for bar on it, and it was like, at that time, the best song I had dropped. So it was like November Forever, like we're here, you know, and I just want people to know. For sure.
No, I definitely feel like that's the best one. I fucked with that one heavy.
Dope. I appreciate it.
Flow was good. Beat was good. You made it?
Nah. I'm not in any type of way a beat creator. I'm very hard on lyricism and like production.
Okay, for sure, bro. But yeah, man. So the song "Wrong" it's made by my cousin. He went by the name of Madness. Madness because he was always mad. His name's Ness.
Okay.
But in the song, something wrong. He says, there's something wrong with me. I don't know what it is, but it's literally haunting me. There's times where you can't pinpoint like what's going on, what's wrong. He in the third verse, he opens it by saying, I got this hollow feeling killing me. It's figurative, because if it'd kill me literally, I probably go willingly.
That's hard.
That's some fucked up shit, right? Like how can you feel so down but be making this music? And a lot of people don't take the time to reflect on really what people are saying, you know?
Yeah.
As artists, you know, just like that the lyric I pulled from you, that you're always chasing pleasure. Had you not explained that, I wouldn't have ever known that you were just trying to fucking get drunk and get high. Like, chasing pleasure could have meant 1,000 different things.
For sure. And it's different to everybody. You know, everyone has their own pleasure.
Happiness is subjective, bro. Happiness is literally like what makes you happy. If money makes you happy, that might not be my end all be all. And that's why everybody's so different. You know, just like you stated, childhood really shapes, you know, the goals, the desires you have, because it's almost like whatever you were missing in your childhood, that's your life goal, to gain that.
Yeah, right? That's fucking, yeah. That's a great observation. That's crazy. I never thought about it like that, though. That's raw. That's a gem.
It's different, right? I feel like that's why people talk about generational curses, you know, breaking those generational curses, because they don't want to end up like their parents were. And I've talked about it, where whatever your parents' floor was, or wherever your parents' ceiling was, that's your floor.
Yeah.
So you can only do better, you know? You can only learn from their mistakes and hopefully, you know, be better than they were. Be better than who you were in the past as well. Being better than the person you were the day before.
Okay.
That's how I always look at it. You know, you always want to be better. And I catch myself all the time where I feel like, damn, I'm an asshole. But I try to be better, you know. Sometimes it's just inevitable, though. Going back to the song, Something Wrong, my cousin goes on to say, you know, I don't have a half a clue on what the fuck I have to do to lose this smooth attitude, because, man, I want to be happy, too. I pull this song because this is a song that I always go back to whenever I feel down, whenever I feel, like, empty inside, whenever I feel like something's missing, because everybody has that feeling. Everybody knows what it's like to be sad. Everybody knows what it's like to lose people. Everybody knows just the emptiness, right?
Yeah.
And how do you express that to somebody who isn't feeling that at the time? You know, all they're going to tell you is, you know, pick yourself up or do better, be better. And it's hard to express those emotions because it's like no one's really going to listen. Nobody can really make you feel better except for you.
I agree, and then I also think it's like it's also depending on like who you have close to you, because I feel like if you have a circle of trust that like truly understand you and want have your best interest, I think that they would listen. Grant you, no one can ever understand like the feelings of sadness because sadness is like so many levels. Like it can hit you in different ways, but they can empathize and at least hear you. And sometimes just being heard goes a long way. Like just voicing what's wrong can make you feel better. So I think that it just depends like who's around. Grant you though, like you said, I don't think you can ever truly get to that happy state of mind without like looking inward and finding it yourself for sure. But I think it does help having like supportive people around you who truly have your best interest in mind and don't really care about anything else that's around you. I think that's very hard to find, but I think there's people like that out there.
Would you say you have that circle on lock? On lock?
Man, I'm blessed. Like the people that I have in my life, I don't have a big circle, but I have a circle, and man, like without them, I'd probably be lost. It's very good to get inputs from different people and how they handle stress and how they handle like downfalls and stuff, because sometimes like they say a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. So if you're going through something and you have a close circle who's been through it, man, they may be able to guide you in a way to get out faster, versus spending all this time trying to recover from something. So yeah, I'm blessed. What about you? You got that circle?
Man, I'm ignorant, so I don't listen to people. Yeah, I don't learn from. I only learn from my own mistakes, and that's an issue I got.
I mean, that's just the area to grow in.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like as far as that circle, my problem is I grow out of circles. I grow out of the people that are around me a lot of the time.
Okay.
So whoever I've had around me before, I couldn't tell you most of the people I talk to. I know I have three friends that I've known since elementary school. I don't talk to them every day.
Yeah.
I don't even talk to them about like the really important stuff half the time, but they're the homies. At the end of the day, I know they'll be there if I need them. But a lot of the times I feel like I don't have people that are completely down for me. I don't feel like I have people that would do the same things that I would do for them.
I feel that. Okay.
And it's something I've run into recently a lot of overthinking, where I feel like I put in a lot of time and energy into people. I put in a lot of effort into people, and I just don't see the same energy reciprocated. So it's hard for me to, say something like that. It's also hard for me to, really judge someone on that.
Yeah.
But I've always been a big person of, once I see the energy you're giving off to me, I'll try to ignore it for a little bit. But at the end of the day, if it's not working out, you got to move on and be you. Separate yourself from the crowd, and maybe one day you'll find another group. Maybe one day you'll find another person, but the only person you can really rely on is yourself.
Always, for sure. And I think maybe it stems from like you wanting so much more out of life, Like maybe the people that you were surrounded with didn't want or weren't as ambitious as you were. And like it's very hard to be in a circle with people that don't match it doesn't have to be your interest, but your passion.
Yeah, man. So I really feel like at the end of the day, you'll go through all these circles in life. You'll go through a bunch of groups. But at the end of the day, the only person you really got is yourself.
Yeah, I mean, like definitely, like you're born alone, you die alone, But I think that it also just depends like who you have around you, because if you find people who have the ambition with you, and not in certain like in terms of the same thing that you're chasing, but just ambitious people in general, or like whoever matches what you're doing, I think that it'll definitely keep you fueled, and like you're gonna encounter so many more people, especially in what you're doing. So I think it's just a matter of time before you find somebody that you do let in with that full trust, because you're like, yo, like you're just as hungry, you're giving me the same energy, like they reciprocate. And I mean, I used to think it was impossible too, bro, but like I found a few people in my life and I'm very grateful, and you just try to hold on to them. I mean, nothing's ever permanent in this life, but you just enjoy the experiences and like what comes out of it. And that's what I'm trying to get better at, for sure.
For sure. No, I think about that a lot, that, just like you said, not everything's permanent.
Yeah.
A lot of people are temporary in this life. And, man, the people that are around me right now, you know, I love them. I love the experiences, the memories we've made, and I hope they're around for a long time. But have you watched the new Spider-Man?
Dude, I just watched it.
I'm gonna take a line from it, and it's not a huge line.
Great power comes great responsibility. Now.
Zendaya's character MJ says, you know, if you expect disappointment, you'll never be disappointed.
Yeah.
You know, now that I say that, it actually reminds me of this one girl I used to talk to that used to always say, you know, nothing's forever. Very pessimistic all the fucking time. And, you know, as time progressed, man, I was like in love with this girl, bro. But as time progressed, I realized all the bad habits. I realized all the negatives about this person. And it made me realize, like, man, I want more for my life. I need somebody that's going to support me. Not that they weren't supportive, but the fact that I wanted to graduate early. They were like, oh, you know, you like summer. You like to enjoy your summer.
Okay, I see.
I love summer. She knew that. But at the same time, it's like, you know, push me to go do it rather than, you know, allowing me to be complacent. I told her about this podcast. This podcast was an idea since this time last year.
Okay.
She was like, oh, yeah, it's a cool idea, but never pushed me to do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, just like you said, having those people around you that are going to push you the same ambition. And that's what I realized. You know, I don't necessarily need that in my life, and I need more people that are going to support me. My current friends support me 100%, but at the same time, you know, man, it's still like I just need more. I need people to be go-getters as well, you know?
Yeah. I feel like those people are really hard to find. I mean, a lot of people talk like they're go-getters, but to actually be one, you don't find them too often because they're going to get shit. You know, like they're usually just as busy as you are. Man, like I said, like I just think with you doing podcasting, the amount of people you're going to meet and network with, you're going to find those people, you know? Because I'm sure you're doing podcasts with more than just artists, right?
Any type of art, bro. It's any type of art. So, I mean, if you're thinking artists in terms of, you know, just singers, and it's not just singers, rappers, you know, it's any type of art, graffiti artists, painters, whoever is willing to talk about their art and has a story to share, you know, that's what I love at the end of the day, you know, sharing your story, sharing what this piece of art meant to you, what you were going through in your life when you made this, or what you're going through in your life at the moment. Because your story, although it's one drop in the ocean, right? Everybody always says that, you know, you're just one drop in the ocean, but that story, it's significant to you, and it's significant to a lot of other people, because there's a lot of other people in this world who are going through the same exact shit as you are.
Yeah.
Just like me and you, we have the same shit that's happened this year, and I haven't been able to talk to somebody that's gone through that shit this year, other than my family. But at the end of the day, it's not the same as meeting somebody that has a similar story, you know?
It's different because you got to kind of, well, I don't know how you feel about it, but the same with my family. I feel like you got to kind of fill the gap of what's missing now. So you can never truly be like as vulnerable as you want to be with it, because you got to kind of hold it up, you know, us being men, and, you know, us wanting to take care of the family too. So I feel you. Yeah, I haven't met too many people, or, I mean, you're probably maybe the first person that I've met since it happened that's been through the same circumstance. So I feel that completely, bro. But I mean, at least like we're in this time in this generation where we're aware of how we feel. Like that's very different than, like, we were kind of saying it too, like past generations where they never really talked about how they felt. At least men, you know. If you bump my old project Half and Half, the one I dropped in October, I had a line that kind of like resonated with that. It was like, since when did showing emotion mean that I'm sensitive? You know, because like that's portrayed as being sensitive, bro. Like men aren't allowed. Well, we're allowed to, but it's sometimes it's a negative connotation when we express how we feel. Like, whoa, like you have feelings, bro? Are you serious? Like something really bothers you? But I mean, we're all human, man. Like we all go through our own things. So I think that the more that we connect with each other, just the simpler life can be. Although I think with technology now, man, like we're getting even more disconnected. However, it's supposed to bring us together. I feel like we're just getting further apart.
Maybe that's the emotional connection that's missing. But yeah, bro, you know, I think that overall throughout this episode, we've really touched on the topic. We've really touched on the topic of there's something that's always missing. You know, that emotional connection, people, friends, proper circles, the proper people, past relationships, all that shit is something that made an impact on you, and now there's something missing, and that void eventually will get filled. But there's always gonna be something missing. Just like the song said. I got a hollow feeling. Something's always missing, and you just gotta appreciate what you have. You can't always be on go. Me and you, we're always on fucking go. There's no chilling, there's no stopping, and there's no end to this life until it's done, until it's all done.
Yeah.
If something's missing, go find what's missing. If you're not happy right now, you gotta find what's gonna make you happy. Like I said, happiness is subjective, and man, just appreciate what you have, love what you have, and what's yours will eventually come to you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think there'll ever be a time where we're not missing something, but would we even be happy if we had everything? I feel like happiness comes from understanding, like you can't appreciate the light without some times of gray, like you're just not going to appreciate all the good without some bad. You need that, or else if everything was good all the time, it wouldn't feel good, and the same thing, if everything was bad all the time, then you wouldn't know what was truly bad. So like having that contrast in your life, I think is very important.
That's perfect, bro. We're going to close on that one. So, you know how we close on the show, bro. Go ahead, and I know you didn't bring the item, but go ahead and talk about the item, bro. What's your special item, and what's the importance behind it?
So the special item, because I don't have it on me physically, it would just be my my grandmother's urn. So I just got her ashes inside of the urn. I keep that close with me at all times, and just I it's very precious to me because she was precious to me, and that's the importance of it.
I appreciate you coming on, bro. I had a really great conversation. I had a fun time today.
This was a fire experience. I appreciate you guys for having me. It was awesome.
Hope to have you back sometime soon. And go ahead and plug in that new song, bro.
I got you. Yeah, so you can check out my new song, Double Standards. I just released it on Tuesday. Yeah, it's a new song. You can stream it everywhere on all streaming platforms. You can search up the artist KDENSE. The song is Double Standards. I dropped 14 songs this year, so you can check out all my music on all streaming platforms. Give it a listen, and then you can follow me on Instagram at cadence_773.
I'll make sure to plug in the new music. Make sure you check out my favorite one, November Forever, where we pulled all our references from the day. Really dope song, and that's gonna be all for today. Thank you. I appreciate you coming out. Sad Boy Radio.
Sad Boy Radio. Drop that like, subscribe.
Oh yeah, right. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video. Sad Boy Radio. Peace out.
This is Sad Boy Radio.